All right, welcome back to Post Frame 360. I am one of your hosts, Scott Cragg. And if you are watching this online, you're like, whoa, does Josh ever change his shirt? Because he wore that at the last episode.
No, I
Josh,
wear
how
the
are
same clothes all the time. In fact, I only took it off to take a shower and then I put it back on.
My man, see,
Yeah.
that is Save the Planet minded right there. Well done.
Yeah.
Our resident,
Save the planet.
resident conservationist.
Let's
We
go
love
with
you.
that. I like that.
Yeah. Now,
And
actually,
I like to go green.
oh, man, we may get just picked up some new listeners off of that one.
Mhm.
Hey, so we're actually recording, guys, back to back. A lot to talk about. If you listen to the last one, we were talking about some follow up from the NFPA. But Josh and I wanted to take this episode, episode 41. Josh, can you believe it? 41 episodes. I know,
Holy
right?
moly.
Like we are official work wives at this point.
I think so.
Think so?
Mhm.
Yeah, let's go with that.
41. Jeez.
41, yeah. But we talked about Green Post, and so we wanted to just kind of stay with that momentum. If you weren't there, so let's do this from two ways. If you were there, I'm going to talk to you about it, and if you weren't there, I'm going to explain to you what it is. All right. So those are the two groups that we got to talk to right here. So if you were there, hopefully you saw Green Post and you saw what a pretty innovative idea it is. And basically, whether it's this is going to be happening with nail lambs, right? So nail lamb only. And basically there's a two-part process to the base of that post for 4 feet to waterproof it. And then it gets a specialty, I'm going to say shrink wrap per se, around the base of the post. It makes it waterproof. It's such a cool product. Again, if you saw it, and it's going to make your job so much easier. It's going to make your crew so much happier. From a delivery standpoint, we as your supplier, oh my gosh, amazing. And if you're going to come pick up your own orders, oh my gosh, amazing. So there's so many benefits to Green Post, and we just really wanted to kind of call out and talk through some of those. So, Josh, that's the opener, my friend.
I think when I was looking at the product, the thing that caught my eye or the thing that made me think the most about it was just real quickly is how it's all part of the system. It's a one piece deal. So you're getting your post arriving at the job site anyway,
Mhm.
and it's still just the post, because the bottom of that post is just wrapped up
Right.
and in such a way that, it makes it super simple, clean. I like how they notched the post too.
Yep.
It's got these notches in the corners of the post in different spots,
Mhm.
and it's part of the uplift protection
Yes. Yes.
piece of the column. And
Mhm.
so, it was very rigid. You couldn't. He had, the salesman had a piece of the of it that was cut off and
Mhm.
challenged us to try to break it, rip it, cut it, stomp on it, break it, and it just wouldn't. So it's very, very,
Right.
very durable. And
Yes.
it's so just clean and easy, which is
Mhm.
what most of our customers like and our listeners is who doesn't
Yeah.
clean,
Yeah.
easy, boom, boom, boom.
Well, and let's talk about that part, and what I would say as you were just talking through that, I would tend to say that this is an all-in-one product,
Hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, y y you mentioned the notches. I thought that was a really innovative, option because think about I'm gonna try if you're watching online, this is the benefit of watching, guys. So I'm making the corner of my post, right, with my hands, and imagine where my hands come together, this is a corner. They basically cut out like a divot. If you've ever used a biscuit joiner, think about the shape of a biscuit like a football, and they notch that football shape out of the corner of the post. And it's not super deep. It's kind of shallow. But that notch multiple places is enough that when you pour concrete around it, it allows that concrete to basically move into that cutout to help reduce uplift. Okay. So now you're not installing uplift plates. Well, that just save me time, right? The other part, what Josh was talking about is, if you've been using another product to protect that post, this right here, it's already on there, right? So it's shrink. And I think if I remember right, and guys, we'll have literature and marketing pieces for you on this. But it's a water based treatment. To me, it looked like black tar with sand in it. It's kind of what it looked like, sandpaper, right? And they dip the post in that, and then it's cured, and then they wrap it with, it looks like black tape is what it looks like, something a whole lot more durable. I'm just
Mhm,
trying to
mhm,
give you a visual. And then it's wrapped, and then it's baked. I think he said at 600 degrees, right?
mhm.
And at 600 degrees, that shrinks around that, and you can't get it apart. And so it basically becomes a permanent sleeve around the base of that post. Like Josh said, it's like armor. I mean, you can't break it's flexible, but you really can't break it. Now, can you stick a fork into it off of your skid steer? Yes. Can you damage it? Yes. If you do, what then what? I thought it was pretty awesome. He was like, well, if you damage it, depending on that damage, if it's minor damage, what did he say?
Roof asphalt
That's right.
in
Get you
a tube.
tube of roof asphalt, you fill it in, you're good to go, right?
Mhm.
So it's a really, really cool product. And then, like I said, you've got your holes dug, and you go grab your post, drop it in the hole, pour your concrete, put in your backfill of dirt, you're done, right? I'm not having to use a secondary product to slide over the column. I'm not having to put in uplift plates. It's all there. So from a just thinking about this, because here's the thing, guys, it's going to cost more. All right. It's going to cost more. But I'm telling you all this because think about how much time. So if all I got to do is just drop a column in the ground, and I know that 4 feet up is completely protected. And he even told us like 100 years. They're working on getting this all out. It's got like 100 years plus that this thing is like completely impermeable to rot and bugs and everything else. Um, oh, another thing, guys. He showed us a lot of stuff about treated posts. Um, Really cool photos. I'm going to try to get those. At their company, they've actually started taking like 6x6s in different batches, and they cut them open down the middle. And there are significant areas where the treatment is not getting into the post, right? It's just not getting in there. So
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make some of you mad. I would really stop using 5x5 and 6x6 treated post. I just would. I mean, we talked about this in a previous podcast on lumber. It was like, hey, let's talk lumber, Jack. And we were talking to you guys about that. And we were talking about, the young growth forest and all that other stuff. But man, when he was showing these random photos, and you see how many posts the treatment is not getting in there, and you're going and you're putting those things in the ground, and yeah, maybe you've got another product out there. I'm not saying you can't use another product. This one, in my mind, it's way too easy not to be using.
Mhm.
All right, I
You
talked too long, Josh. Your
Well,
turn.
no, you didn't, and everything you said is spot on. I think, treat and treatment, the 6x6 or 5x5 being fully saturated is one issue. The other one is, treatment in the ground is fine, but it's like it's better, obviously better than having no treatment, but there are better ways, right? There's
Mhm.
there's other layers of protection that you can do, and you know post rot, and I learned this from a good friend of mine in the industry. Post rot happens, like if you've ever been out and seen old fence posts, or if you've
Mhm.
ever seen a post frame building that's built in the 1960s, um, that there could be and probably will be post rot, and it's generally just within the first 6-8 inches of,
Yep.
uh, if you dig surface level to 6-8 inches, because
Yep.
it takes three things to rot, right? It takes moisture, microorganisms, and oxygen.
Mhm.
So the one thing that all wraps or green posts or post protectors, the one thing they all have in common is they eliminate at least one of those factors.
Correct.
And
Correct.
if you eliminate one of them, rot's not going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, and that's going to vary by geographical area, so you go up north and where it's more arid, drier, you're not going to have as much uh, rot related to moisture. But you come down here into Oklahoma or you get down to Texas, Louisiana, where my gosh, in the summer it's like wrapping up in a wet electric blanket. It's just like, ugh, right? We have a lot of that. We because of our more mild seasons, we have more microbes, we have more moisture, and the other thing is our soil tends to be more loamy, so it has more oxygen flow into it in that first, 10 to 12 inches. So there's a lot of reasons to do this. Now, on the other side, delivery. We talked about that a little bit. We touched on it in the previous podcast, but whenever I'm delivering a building to you, currently either I'm just delivering posts and you're putting those in the ground, or I'm delivering them with another product that wraps around that post and you drop it in the ground. The challenge for us is whenever we're trying to load that, right? Because we load your post, and then we've got a separate product that you're going to put those posts in at the job site, and got to put those on. But the challenge is one, they're kind of light. Two, we got to figure out how to get them on the truck and strap down without damaging them. So we typically wrap them in plastic. And in the summer, we had this issue this past season. When you wrap them in that plastic and then they sit out in the sun until you're ready to build, that plastic gets kind of soft and then it starts to shrink down, right? So it makes it a little harder to get the sleeves on the post. So with this right here, for me as your supplier, um, I don't have to have another product. It's all there, right? Like this is already on the post. We stack the post, load the rest of the material. We're on our way. Easy to strap down, easy to load. Um, doesn't blow away at the job site. Significantly decreases the amount of time your crew is going to need to get that building built. And so
Hmm.
I think there's a theme here, guys. If you think about rapid framing, think about green post. We're doing a lot to accelerate for you, to accelerate the time frame to build and eliminating the no, that's the wrong word. Doing it in such a way that you are now not so much at the mercy of skilled labor. Now, I want to caveat that. I'm not saying we don't need skilled labor no more. That's not what I'm saying. I just know, and you know this, the labor force in the trades, specifically post frame, is becoming more scarce. So if we can give you products that allow you to continue to build quickly with quality and not necessarily needing someone that knows everything. Like you can literally take a new crewman and
Hmm.
he can show up and you set the post in the ground, right? Uh, Panel goes up next to the column, screw it in. That's some of the innovation, the reasoning behind these products is to address what we all know is an issue in post frame, which is a labor shortage.
And we often talk about skilled labor because part of, you know, a big part of building post frame, you have to have skilled labor.
Mhm.
But there's also a part of it where you don't really need skilled labor, but you need strong muscles and a strong back and a young
Mhm.
back.
Right.
I think back to early in my career when we were building a 60 by 120 and every hole had to have two bags of 80-pound sacrete,
Yep.
one down in the hole, one around the post. And I'm throwing those over my shoulder all day long. Now all you got to do, because of us in our companies we do business with, all you got to do is have a little plastic disc called a footing pad. It's
Yes.
composite, light,
Mhm.
doesn't take a young back to do it. Even my old butt can throw those down in the hole,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then set that green post on it. That's no
Mm.
problem. It's a once. So yeah, it's labor, it's saving labor, it's saving backs, so you don't have to hobble around trade shows like me when you're 48 years old. Um, you know, I The other thing I want to add to the Green Post is the way we're offering it at Burroughs is that it is the best, literally the best column in the industry,
Yep.
because we've talked a lot about nail lambs and Burroughs and our new machine, and we have a good machine.
Mm-hmm.
With the Green Post, we're offering the best laminated column in the industry.
Yep.
It's plain on all four sides.
Yep.
It's finger joined. It's not butt joined together.
Glued.
Is a glue lamb, not glue nail, not nail. It is a true, tried and true glue lamb with finger joints and the lifetime Green Post on the bottom of it.
Mhm.
It's you cannot offer your client a better in the ground option than Burroughs Green Post, glue lamb with Green Post. You just
Yep.
it's not available.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm excited about that piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many benefits to it, but that it's the best. It's
Yeah.
the best of the best in the ground option. I
Mm-hmm.
say in the ground option because you have permacolumn, which is
Right.
concrete posted, which is known as a premium platinum, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, way to do a post in the ground. And then you can also build on a foundation system,
Sure.
which I think both of those are very attractive options.
Yep.
But if you're just talking about a tried and true pole in the ground, the glue lamb with the green post,
Mm-hmm. And,
glue, green, okay, yeah.
and I'm telling you guys that you may be thinking, oh, you guys talking about this. I bet this is a fortune. I mean, premium post and plain on all four sides and glue and finger joints. Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more. But think about this, right? This is not a hard sell. And you may say, "Oh, Scott, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, my area, it's already this is not a hard sell, guys. You show this to your customer because what are the things that people are afraid of when it comes to a post frame building? 9 times out of 10, they're concerned about putting wood in the ground, right? Wood in the ground. Oh my gosh. This, you're done. Here's another thing. The Green Post has already done the most of the research on this. They've got the engineering is done on it. So, like, if
Mhm.
you're building in the areas that require permitting and stuff like that, they've already got most of that. So it's going to be really, really easy. Where maybe right now you can't use a traditional column in the ground because city ordinance or code won't allow it. Green Post probably going to change that whole dynamic, right? Because why wouldn't you? It's like completely sealed. So
Right.
there's a lot of reasons to do this, and I just don't think it's going to be a hard sell. And even if it's like $30 extra per post, I don't know what the price is. It's going to vary based on length, but let's say it's $30 extra per post. Well, you're like, okay, I'm from Muskogee, easy math. Let's say I'm using 10 posts. So right now I'm going to do 10 posts, and it's going to cost me $100 a post. So that's $1,000. Well, if I add an extra 30, well, that's $300 extra. So that's $1,300. So I'm asking my customer to spend an extra $300. And again, caveat here, this is an example. Guys, I'm giving you an example. But let's say I'm going to ask my customer to spend an extra $300 to get a post that's not going to rot. And then from your standpoint as a builder, how much time did you just save? If you just go grab a post and put it in the ground and you're not having to put on uplift plates and you're not having to fit a sleeve over a post, like how much time did you just save?
On a
So
full
maybe on
building, I guarantee you that $300-400. And you're not
it's
far off on the 30 by 40 by 12. I'm telling you, you're not far off with that
yep,
number. Is y- i- it's a wash and it's so
it's
much easier on you.
yeah, it is. This is not hard, right? So I want to encourage you,
And
and I
you're
don't
getting
want
the
you to
best column in the industry, the
and the best
best
column in the
column in
yeah,
the industry.
yeah,
So
and you're not going to have the nail heads from a nail lamb. I mean, it looks really, really nice. And so I want to encourage you, don't let something this valuable slip by because you are too focused on price. But I'm also not ignorant to the fact that you're trying to sell a building in a tight economy. I'm not ignorant to that. But I would certainly tell you to position this when you talk about it if you choose to offer this to your customers, which I really think you should. Once we give you the pricing, and like I said, let's say it's extra $30 a post. Look, especially building in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, where we have a lot of the loamy soil and it's wet and it's humid here. Offer this. This is a great competitive advantage to you if you choose to do it. And I don't think a lot of people are going to say no because, again, if you're not building on a slab, I would say, from my experience, that's where people have the most concern about post frame is a column in the ground. So
100%.
yeah. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna
So,
challenge you guys on that is don't let price stop you on this one. Uh, learn
no,
how
I
to
think
talk
if you
about it with confidence.
I think if you dug in and really, like you said, looked at the labor and looked at everything that goes into it, the time it takes just to drop it in there,
Yeah.
it, at best it's going to be a wash, and you're giving your customer a really, really good product and
Mhm.
one that'll literally last forever,
Yep.
as long as we know it. And along those lines, I'll just take the time to say, because we talk about a lot of here on this show, because you and I, from where we've been in the industry, we think a lot of the end user, right? Because it also ties to that building that's standing on that property, that's part of the industry, part of
Yep.
the community, part of everything. So you want to have a really great product there, but you as the builder, you're putting your name on the end of that damn building.
Yep. Yep.
And that's your build. You're building that. That's your building. That's your stamp, your legacy, your everything. You're leaving out there, your stamp on this industry. If you want to offer a 6x6 or a 5x5 with no protection, I wish you the best. And you
Mhm.
know what? I'll sell it to you. I'll sell it. We have them. I'll
Yep.
sell it
Yep.
to you. But
Yep.
I'm telling you, this is a really good premium option, and it's going to be there for a long time. It's going to stand the test of time. Your
Yes.
name's on the end of that building.
Yep.
What do
Yep.
you want to do?
Yeah. And I think it shows, you care because I'm telling you, don't underestimate the fact of talking about this with your customer. I just don't think you're going to get a lot of pushback on it. I really don't. I don't because in their mind, that is the weakest point of their building is the wood in the ground. So Green Post coming at you. Um, you know, give us some time. We talked about that in the previous podcast. We got to get this in. There's a lot of stuff we got to do. All right. But if you're excited, you're like, oh man, I want to do Green Post. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Send us an email. All right. Send Josh an email. Send your customer service representative email and say, hey, let's listen to the podcast. That Green Post sounds like it's pretty awesome. Go ahead and ask. Do you have pricing yet? Right. We'll tell you the pricing as soon as we
Hmm.
have it. When can I get them? Okay. Don't start offering these on your jobs until we give you the thumbs up that it's ready to go. Don't get yourself in a bind. Okay. So be patient. We want to bring you a product that we can follow through on and get it delivered to you. But I'm telling you, once you see this, you're probably not going to want to do anything other than this because it's that innovative, it's that valuable, it's got the research, and it's just so dadgum easy. Why wouldn't you?
Hmm. I agree. And we'll have the brochure. It's probably already on our website, actually, but we'll have the brochure on our website. The fine folks over at Green Post committed to us and our clients that they would customize a brochure just for your business, put your logo on it.
Hmm.
The ones that we have right now today have our logo on it. Most people don't care about that. But if
Yep.
you are one of those that do care about it, we could work with you on that as well.
Yeah. 100%. So, all right, guys. Well, we are about at our time
Here
slot
we are.
today. So, Green Post is the wave of the future. In honor of that, Josh wore a green shirt because he is our resident conservationist. He is all things green. And what he really likes that's green,
I
don't we
do.
all? To an extent,
I
don't
think
we
we
all?
all
That's
we all
yeah.
do.
That's why we do what we do, right?
Hmm.
Kinda, maybe a little bit. It's part of it.
I'd like to rely on it a little less than I do. I have to admit that.
Uh, well, there's ways to make that happen. And
I
if you want to
know.
know about that, go back and listen to Bling Bank or Bust. Because if we don't spend our money well, then we work ourselves into a hole. And when you don't pay your bills, kind of hard to get materials. Yes, I said it. I poured lemon juice in the open wound.
And the podcast will be coming to you directly from underneath the viaduct on the when I'm homeless. No, no.
Yeah, cardboard box. So, all right.
But
Well, Josh, close us out, my friend, and we're going to get out of here.
no, it's another good show, Scott. I appreciate it. If you guys like what you're listening to here, please like and subscribe. It's always fun when we hear the stories of people that have listened to our podcast that we least expect. So we appreciate it. Share it with your friends and family. And until next time.
Till next time. All right. Peace out, guys.